What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, this was recommended to me why Sweden is proud to have the world's highest taxes. So we finna see, because I know many of y'all in the comments, y'all say that it's very beneficial, but then I get some comments, some people say they hate paying the high taxes in Sweden and stuff. They say it's expensive, but it's like, I wouldn't say it's half and half, but it's like a little percentage that say they don't. So we finna check this video on why people like to, because I think these people, they proud to pay those high taxes, which is good if it really benefits. Which y'all have told me that like Sweden take care of their people, and that's always a good thing. That's always a good thing. So y'all hit that subscribe button, send out those recommendations, and let's check it out.
I love to pay my taxes.
Yeah, I like paying taxes.
Det är jättebra att betala skatt.
Sweden is sort of infamous for having the highest taxes in the world, but the truth is a little bit more complex like that. Sweden has a progressive tax system, meaning that people with a higher income pay a higher percentage of taxes than people with a lower income. A quite large proportion of tax money goes into education, healthcare for children, parental leave and parental support.
Which is good, which is good.
Det är lite hög, men det är bra också. Det är sen efter kommer tillbaks. Om du betalar mycket, du kommer tillbaks. Det är jättebra.
So you get a lot of things, healthcare, libraries, roads, whatnot.
And I don't even think about how much taxes I pay because I think the system works very well.
Okay.
My name's Ida Norberg and I'm a sociologist who's did my PhD in Scotland and now moved back to my home country, Sweden. Swedes generally, if you look at the research, are really supportive of the idea of paying higher taxes in order to have a well-funded welfare state. Well, the underlying philosophy of the welfare state in Sweden was really funded on this idea that it was not this kind of welfare state of a last resort, rather a well-funded resource that was going to be used by everyone in the population.
Which I think is good, especially just talking about how many people are in Sweden. It's still a good amount of people, but it's a smaller country. But I think what they're doing is beneficial to people, because then too, you just never know. Like right there is a hospital. You just never know when you might have to go to the hospital. Never know who might want to take that step, take that leap and go to college and get a better education and stuff. Because some people like to do this sooner or later. Then taking care of the kids and stuff, So I feel like all that matters when paying taxes.
That was going to be used by everyone in the population.
So my name is Per Klingveld. I'm 32 years old, father of two, married, and my day job is business lead at a tech agency.
Wow.
Yeah. So what do I get for my taxes? I have several university degrees, 5 years of education, 6, and that was for free, no tuition fee. And then we've been on parental leave, both my wife and I, about 1.5 years each in total. And we have our kids at daycare full time. That costs us about $180 per month.
Ooh, that is not bad. People are out here paying, where I'm at, daycare at least like $300 to $500 a week in the States. A week, $180 a month. That's not bad. We paying weekly. We pay people almost $300 to $500 a week. That's a lot.
That costs us about $180 per month.
We don't have to worry about getting sick. We don't have to worry about insurances. Our kids are much calmer with the system because they see that we as a parents are calm, that we have this safety net behind us if anything happens to us.
That makes a difference.
Of course, I have friends who are not as big of a fan of paying taxes, but I wouldn't say that it's at all as I've seen when I lived in Boston during my time in the US and in Paris to part as well. People don't have as expressive ideas on if taxes are good or bad as in other cultures that I've experienced first.
And I feel like it depends on who you are, and I feel like it depends on the choices and decisions we make that, you know, pretty much lead us to where we are in our life. Because some things that don't bother me might bother somebody else, and that's because possibly because of the decisions that we made, or probably because of what happened within our lives to lead us to this point in our lives. So it just depends. Like right now, we're getting ready to do like a little bond thing where potentially our property taxes are about to go up just because like they're trying to build new schools in the area, which is needed. Don't get me wrong, it's needed. But guess what? That means property taxes going up, different things are going up. I mean, where I'm at, gas is already going up and food already going up. So everything's going up. It just sucks that people's pay is not going up. That's the only bad thing. People pay are not going up.
So there has been some tax cuts and things like that in Sweden in the last couple of decades that has had an impact. But those kind of debates don't really get framed as like a challenge to the existing welfare state, but more like tweaking the details.
I think Sweden has been quite successful in building up a welfare state and using the tax money, but I think the downside of this is we already have this recipe for success, and we're trying to use it with new challenges coming up with globalization, climate change, etc. One group that is probably going to be quite affected by the future challenges are migrants who are not yet or will never be within the Swedish system. In order to qualify for the services of the welfare state, you need a personal identification number, and this is getting increasingly difficult to obtain. And I think there's quite a lot of debate how much these people are entitled to and whether they should be seen as one of us or one of them. And there's quite a lot of political discussion on this at the moment.
Everything from digitalization to migration to urbanization, these kind of huge trends that makes it a lot harder to plan for the decades ahead. But in general, there's a high level of trust in the Swedish society. So we trust that the public sector will do good things long term with our money.
And I believe that's what it's all about, is seeing things get done. Because even though, like I said, we pay like the taxes and stuff, we do see certain roads getting done. I ain't gonna lie, on the side of town where I live, we do see roads getting fixed and stuff. I'll be tired of all the construction, but it's like, okay, at least they fix. Then, like I said, they're getting ready to start a bond where, you know, people vote to see if we're gonna get new schools or not, because the schools they're trying to build, it's time for that school. It's time for them to probably knock it down so they can build a new school for these kids, because it's needed, you know. And I think it'll be safer and better, because some of the schools in my town, they're super old, and I go to new cities, the different cities surrounding us, like their schools brand new. They're getting brand new schools and stuff, you know. So it do depend on where you're at when it comes to taxes and stuff. Like I said, as long as you see the money being used properly. But I just hated that when everything goes up, like people pay are not going up. That's the only problem I have. But I don't know how it is in Sweden when it comes to jobs and stuff. Like, even though y'all pay a certain amount of taxes, I'm sure y'all get paid a good amount. I think most people say they get paid a good amount, but that's not the case down here. That's not the case down here. Like, most people, they still working minimum wage and food going up. Everything's still going up except their salary. But that's all I have for this video, guys. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Send down more recommendations. But that's all I have. Y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.